Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before I do continue, happy birthday, motherfucker. Now, for those of you confused, that's directed towards a friend of mine. I know he's laughing and enjoying this. So, this is my birthday gift to him. 3 of the mini shots I created thumbnails for, and some of the ideas that him and I have gone back and forth on today. With that being said, again, happy birthday, bitch. And to those of you who do actually have a birthday today and are not my friend, happy birthday. With that being said, let's begin. We'll start with Izuku. Izuku is a simple kid. He was born to a mother and father. Hasashi Midoriya is his father. He has a small little circular hole in the palm of his hand. And this hole, it is on the front side and back side of both of his hands. This allows him to secrete something that can turn into a ball and harden in response. These things can be sticky, and they can be as hard as baseballs, if not harder. They are very good. The fact is, he can make them fit into his palm and toss them with the accuracy of a baseball. He's a pro hero. And his mother, she does have a part-time job. Hasashi and Inko, they've been able to make decent money. Though Inko's job, it has been mainly used to try and give them some savings they can use in case of emergencies. Hasashi, after his son was born, he tried to change his tune a little bit. He tried to be a bit of a better hero, get more involved, and try to get some of that sweet hazard pay pros sometimes, well, let's just say, get. They brag about it. It can be simple, it can be easy. Hey, depending on the level of crime, depends on the amount of dollars you get. It means a bit. And Asashi, he was able to show he can be more than a street level hero. He can do more than just catch those purse snatchers and try to be the guy dealing with small-time criminals. On this, it began to show a bit. Hasashi took on some dangerous jobs, and he even helped in certain incidents. People knew him for being more than just a neighborhood hero. And when his son was born, Deku, he had the exact same capabilities for his quirk. Having that hole on the front side and back side of both of his hands. And Deku, yeah. As he began to grow up, people around started to show off how the world was. If you don't have a quirk, you're useless. And if your quirk is bad, you're still useless. The world relies on power. People respect power. People understand it. And they look up to it. They also tend to abuse it. Hasashi tried to do his best to be the man, be the hero his son can look up to. The world is a unforgiving place. And Hasashi, he tried to help his son learn about this ability as soon as he could. Deku, whenever he started to grow up, people started to show off they did not somewhat like him. Yes, he has an ability, though Baseball Boy can't really be too good of a hero, especially compared to Bakugo, the kid with explosions in his hands. In this, it somewhat hurts Izuku. He knows his dad's a hero. He's a good pro, a good man. And Deku, he wants the best to happen. He knows his dad will help him. He's got a teacher to teach him how to use his ability. Bakugo has no one. And Bakugo, he is a bit annoyed whenever Deku talks about his dad. And it does not piss him off. And the two, they stopped being friends after their childhood. Bakugo had people feeding his ego. And people even around their school, they tried to claim their quirks were on the same par as Bakugo's. Yeah, sure. Deku, he knew they were lying. They only hang around with Bakugo so some of that fear people give Bakugo rubs off. They think it's respect. And we do currently have Izuku at the age of 14. Right now, he does stand there thinking about a few things, writing something down in his notebook, wondering what he could do. As a kid, he had this idea, running around with his dad, being a pro. God, he still remembers running around in his spare hero costume, trying to be a sidekick. That definitely means a lot. Though, what should he do? How can he train? I mean, he can go to the beach and maybe throw his quirk at the ocean. Well, these things are made from the substance in his body, so it's natural? All natural, I guess? No, these things do degrade over time, so he should be fine. Hmm. Okay. He'll be okay. And Bakugo, ridiculous as stand, he does try to talk about it. So what's he gonna do? What exactly is happening tonight? And Deku does try to tell Bakugo. He's heading away. Speak up, Deku. What you gonna do? I'm heading away. I've got to train for UA. I'm gonna turn. I'm gonna walk past Bakugo as he was on step to the left, telling him if he goes to UA, then things won't be good for him. He's the only one who can get into that damn school. Everyone else is B-listers. Sorry. They're not even that. Maybe Deku can be a B-list hero, but he'd have to work his ass off. He doesn't get it, does he? His quirk is limited in potential. And Deku gonna bring his hand up. Him holding it up as Bakugo does see a small ball on his palm. And Deku does create a ball in his hand. Currently it's falling to the ground and sticking to Bakugo's foot. Bakugo looking down and going to try and move. Deku stepping backwards, and Bakugo, he doesn't find his foot stuck to the ground. Him annoyed. Before he does, gonna actually slip off his shoe and tell Deku. He's a fucking idiot. And Deku gonna create another ball. Him tossing it and rolling it across the ground. Before he does, stick to Bakugo's foot, and Bakugo does get a stare at that. Him bring his foot, his hands down, grabbing onto his leg, trying to pull this stuff away. And Bakugo, he's a little pissed, since he can't even get his sock off. And Deku will turn, tying Bakugo, making another baseball, turning and throwing it at Bakugo's back. It's sticking his Bakugo, does a bring his hand up and try and grab it. Currently, he's trying to pull it off, as it doesn't fall over into one of the desks. And Deku tells Bakugo, maybe try being concerned about people he hangs out with, not the people trying to just do their own thing. Besides, he's gotta go train. Maybe next time they can do something different. See him at UA. And Deku does gotta head off. Right now there's a lot going through his mind. He's curious. Over the summer he begins to train. His dad does help him. The two, they get some baseball gloves and go a bit back and forth with this ability. They show off what they can do. And Deku, he does even learn a bit of tips from his dad about a good way to use the power in his hands. Though, shortly after a conversation him and his dad do have, tragedy does strike. His father was on the job. It was believed that something happened. He died. Deku got the news after school started. He was devastated. His dad died in an accident. There was the involvement of villains and just fuck. He wasn't expecting it to. There should have been. Deku doesn't know how to react. He doesn't know how to justify it. How things happened. How the building just did it. And Izuku, he does currently sit here, thinking about a few things. He lost his dad. he's dead. And right now, he just does it to leave, setting down his baseball glove and going to head out. When his dad was busy, he went to the beach. It was dirty. No one ever goes there, but it was the perfect spot for him. He's alone. Him, the Ocean, and some time to just work on his pitching arm. Think about a lot. And Deku, he is intrigued. Currently, him going to sit there at the water. However, as Deku doesn't look out, there is currently were some people, they followed him. They were waiting for a good opportunity. They were waiting for a lot. The kid might know something. They've been following Hisashi for some time. He spends a lot of it with his son when not on the job. So they've got to know what they can do, how to handle this. And currently somebody, they are wondering, send a message to his mother. If she doesn't know something, then the video they're about to take will definitely set some light on exactly what they'll do next. It'll show they're not fucking around. If Hisashi Midoriya had that information, she needs to find it. Because otherwise, what they do next, it won't be so, let's just say, good either. The boy will still be alive. Though, let's just say he won't be able to give a round of applause anymore. And currently, Deku, he does stand there, chucking baseballs at the ocean, wondering about a lot, thinking about a few things. And currently, he does hear somebody walking on the beach, him turning and seeing three men, then making their way over and trying to ask him exactly what he's doing. Oh, sorry, just got a lot on my mind. Him going to fully turn, bring his hand out. You want to throw one? I try and skip them, but they can harden a bit too fast sometimes. Still trying to work on that. Though they're sticky until they do. Just, give me a second with this one. Right. You're the son of that one pro, right? You know? I'm forgetting his name. He was that street level guy. My dad, yeah. He's passed. Sorry to hear about that, kid. Though, I'm about to be a lot more sorry for what's going to happen next. The man pulling out a gun and holding it right up to Izuku, telling him, no sudden moves. And Deku, he does stand there, being told to drop the ball. And Deku, he does get to do so. Currently him holding up his hands as the men tell him exactly what they want. And Deku, he does understand. Currently him going to focus his quirk, thinking about the one trick these guys might not know about his dad, since clearly they've never seen him in action. And Deku going to shoot a spike to get out of his hand. Currently it's flying out and shooting into one of the man's arms. The man going to turn and scream. The other man pulling out his gun and holding it to get to Izuku. Him holding his hands up as he does a turn it to the man. The man firing a bullet and hitting Deku directly in the shoulder. And Deku does a fall to the ground and stay there. The man turning and asking if his friend is alright. Him staying there with a spike in his arm talking about it. Before he has to get back up and be a lot more pissed off. Him walking over and bringing up the gun. Currently him going to hold up to Deku's head as one of the other men do go to tell him about what's happening. They're not killing him, remember? And the man does look down at Deku, understanding. Before he does think. Currently him going to bring his hand down and grab a knife. This he felt bad for, but not anymore. He's going to take a little bit more enjoyment out of this. And he's going to turn to his friends his associates, telling them what exactly to do. Get a hold of the kid and hold him down. If they need to, then knock him around a bit. This is gonna hurt. A lot. Hold his fingers. Make sure he can't close that fist. And Deku, he currently is forced to the ground. One of the bigger men holding him down by the arm and holding his fingers open. And the man does get to bring down the knife. Currently him stabbing into the ball in Deku's hand. And Deku, he doesn't feel the pain. Currently the man thinking about what to do. Before he does begin to carve out the area in Deku's hand. Carving them out in the palm. And Deku, he brings his scream out the entire time. There's a lot of blood. And after Deku, he's beaten. Left there. They tried to talk to him after they got done with the first hand, though he didn't seem to be very cooperative. They asked him about the information they were looking for. They asked him about a lot of things. Though he doesn't know. He doesn't know. Why are you doing this? Please just stop. Leave me alone. Yeah. He knew nothing. He didn't get it. And he especially didn't get it when they asked that one question. The one that should have been oh so obvious. The look in confusion. It was genuine. But they're not here to leave a job half-assed and unfinished. And they carved the other X in Deku's other hand. And Deku, he was found later. Someone could hear someone calling for help on the beach. And when they found him covered in blood. He was balled up, and he was clearly in pain. When he was taken to the hospital, they looked at his hands. And the damage. It looked really bad. This did not look good. And Deku, he was told he would never use his quirk again. The amount of trauma put on the quirk in his hands. It was a lot. They're surprised those men didn't just cut it out. Or, well, they didn't try to do more. Though, a few broken ribs, a concussion, a broken nose, and the scar tissue that this will leave, it'll all heal. Though mentally, they do have their own concerns. And a few days later, police, they tried to interview Izuku. Him sitting in his hospital bed and thinking about a lot. He saw their faces. Saw them quite clear. Deku bring his hand up. Him going to try and grab for the spoon sitting on the table in front of him. Him going to pick it up as he to feel the spoon move downwards onto part of the bandages on his hand. Him dropping the spoon and pulling his hand back. Before bringing his hand with his other hand, feeling the amount of pain shooting through his palms. And Deku, he does stare down, wondering if they'll ever heal. His hands just don't stop shaking. They haven't stopped shaking since he's gotten conscious. He can go through physical therapy. And, well, the ligaments on his hands, they're not sure if they'll ever fully recover. But they might. They have a chance. Though he's overheard the doctors. Might as well be quirkless. That's what he heard. That's what he heard. It's not good. He doesn't like it. And when the police do go to arrive, he does try to answer their questions to the best of his abilities. Though that, it was a little bit harder. They could tell he didn't want to talk about it. And after he was released, he did begin to go through a little bit more physical therapy. When Bakugo saw him come back to school, after hearing reports and rumors of what happened to him, he saw Deku with his hands bandaged, and he tried to make fun of him. However, one day when Bakugo pulled off those bandages on Deku's hand, he saw the scars on them. He saw the X's. And Deku, Whenever he brought his hand up covering one of them, he saw the way Deku looked at him. He looked mad. He looked angry. He looked like he was about to punch him in the face. And that was the first time Deku's hands, they stopped shaking. And Bakugo, he got a right hook directly to the jaw. And Deku, after the shooting pain through his hand, he felt better. Bakugo, he was taken to the nurse's office, and Deku was suspended. Though, after the full report, Deku could come back to school, but he didn't want to. He has a few things going through his mind. He gave an exact description of those men. He knew what he saw. One of them had a symbol on their hand. The other had a ring. And the man with the knife, he stabbed him. He stabbed him in the shoulder. They could have found him. They should have found him. Why didn't they? And Deku, he currently just sit there in his room, holding his hand up and staring at the symbol. Him annoyed. And Deku, he has to try and focus. Him thinking of his quirk, thinking of a few things. And Deku, he does get to feel a bit of pain. However, he has to stare down at his hand and see that the X, it is covered in the goo that is made from his quirk. And Deku stares at this. Currently him bringing his hand up and onto his desk. Him pulling it backwards after seeing the way the goo turned into an X. Watching it turn solid. Watching it just sit there. And Deku, he does this stare down. Him bringing his hand up again, and then this time trying more. Ignoring the pain in his hands. And Deku, he does go to throw his hand out and stop it. Cutting this off as the goo does a fly through the air and smash onto the wall. It spreading out and showing exactly how his ability has adapted to the scar tissue that has formed in his hands. How this affected his quirk. And Deku does go to stare down. Him thinking of a few things. He's curious. His quirk isn't better, but he can definitely see this being a bit more offensive. Useful. It's something new. And Izuku just sit there, staring at the symbol stuck to the wall. And he does have a few ideas. Exactly what he can do. Exactly how he could change a few things. Be a hero. But in this world, heroes aren't good. Someone had something to do with his father dying. Someone in the association? Maybe. But maybe he could solve this mystery. Fix them. Help them? No. Take them out. Take them down. Get revenge. There's already a target on his back. And there's one on his mother's back. He's heard her whisper about something. And he can only assume what it could have been. What it was. And that, it does make him question more things. He needs to go through his father's stuff. See what he left behind. See exactly what he might have gotten involved with. And with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.